Hello everybody and welcome to my life lately. So today I am going to be doing my May flip through. So let's get right into it. I'm hoping it won't take me forever to edit this video when I'm all done. So the little amount of cuts that I have to do, the better. So for starters, this is still looking the same except I added the little blob from the cardboard box, from the little pen holder from the Coffee Monsters Co. I cut it out and I just added it there. It was too cute not to. And then nothing has changed over here, but I did finally add some pictures from 2024 and a couple from 2025. So over here we have a little picture of Kinsey from 2024, me and my husband, me and my oldest, and then our whole family here, and then our whole family here again. And then this is my daughter's kindergarten picture. And then over here I have the girls from Valentine's Day and the girls from Easter. And then this is when Kobe was born. So those are the pictures that I've added in for my little memories spread. And then for the habit tracker, I did pretty good. Nothing crazy, I guess, but I am still struggling to do my AM skincare. If I've got nothing going on, I tend to lack on that side of it because I don't feel like getting ready for anything. But yeah, and then I've taken a couple days of no journaling this past month, which was nice and not so nice. It means I had to catch back up in certain places. But for the highlights page, I didn't add anything for May. I may go back and do something, but as of right now, I haven't added anything for my highlights in May. And then for the monthly spread, this is kind of how it ended up looking. For the books that I got through this month, I did the House of Flame and Shadow. I was able to get through Powerful, Shield of Sparrows, and The Widow's Husband's Secret Lie, and then Silent Patient. These two down here were audiobooks, and I've been really liking putting on a audiobook whenever I've got like things to do around the house, so that's been kind of nice. And then for videos, I did fail miserably again this month for videos. I think I am expecting way more than what I can do, but I'm gonna try for the month of June to be just a little better, and hopefully by the end of the year I can figure out a better routine for me. Lately I've been having some issues when it comes to editing. I may have to get a new app to edit from. We're currently working on getting a computer situation so that I can edit from a computer rather than from my phone, and maybe that'll make things a little bit easier. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, as of right now I have no plans of buying a camera for filming, but eventually I think that'll be something I may need to do just because this has been getting a little out of hand. It shouldn't take me 4 days to complete a video. Literally that's what it's been, and it's not fun. I like to stay away from my phone as much as possible, so when I'm spending multiple days in a row trying to edit and so it looks like I'm on my phone all day, it is not something I want to do, especially, you know, having kids around me all the time. But anyway, so for the month of May, instead of having this be exactly the same, kind of mapping out which books I've gotten through, I decided to make the book section in this area to be my TBRs, so ones that I want to get read through the month of May. So that actually worked out. It was really kind of cool to see what books I then added into the month. So like on here, I didn't know anything about Shield of Sparrows, and that happened to be a 5-star read for me. So it was kind of cool that that one just stumbled upon my daily life and I loved it. And then for goals, more videos, that was a fail. I did do my second sulfur treatment for my plants, and then plumbing in the basement. We have gotten some quotes, so I think we've found somebody who will do that for us, but we haven't gotten it done yet. So we're on that uphill climb for the basement being finished, but hopefully we can settle into the basement at the end of this year or early next year. And then for YouTube, that's all just stats that I like to look back on and nothing really crazy important. But I did mention down here, I didn't film as much last month, just so that I know, like, it's a lot of it has to do with the amount of videos and stuff I film. But to start, May 1st, it was a Thursday, and I remember this day pretty well because I had 1 cup of coffee that I was able to get before we went to the store. And if you know me, you know I need coffee to function daily, and that cup of coffee ended up getting spilled. So then I had to go to the store without having my caffeine, which was stressful, but it actually ended up being a really successful trip. Both girls did really good. Neither one of them had a meltdown, so that was great. And I tried to read this day and then ended up falling asleep, of course. I was going through a bit of a, like, not sleeping very well, but taking a good nap throughout the day. And that, I don't know, I don't like to take naps throughout the day because then I feel even like more, what's the word, like groggier. I feel like you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I end up feeling worse after a nap. Some days is good, but most of the time I end up feeling worse. Yeah, and then so I tried to keep myself awake long enough to get more of the book done. So to keep myself awake, I tend to read in the bath, which my Kindle is great for having reading in the bathtub, because if it fell in, it would still be okay, I think. Okay, and then we get into May 2. I was able to finish an audiobook this day, and that's when I really noticed that audiobooks are kind of nice to have playing in some earbuds while I'm cleaning up the house and doing things that don't require much, like, afterthought. So I end up just putting on an audiobook and I'm able to get some stuff done. I planted jalapenos a while back and then they had sprouted, although I will say I think my jalapenos and most of my bell peppers are no good now because they ended up being outside too early and the cold might have did some damage to them. So I'm not 100% sure on if they'll make it through the summer, but we're gonna see. So I filmed this day. I think it was my flip through for last month on this day, and then I also started vlogging, I think, on this day as well. And I got a order from the Coffee Monsters Co. on this day. I haven't really ordered very much from her shop lately. I've been kind of keeping myself back from overspending, so I try not to peek at her shop very often unless I'm going to miss something. So yeah, this day we headed to a Tractor Supply and I ended up buying another Honeycrisp tree. And I looked back on my 5-year journal only to find out that I actually bought a Honeycrisp apple tree last year on this exact day. So I thought that was kind of crazy. I don't think I mentioned it in here in my daily, but it was really cool to look back at my 5-year diary, 5-year journal, and see that I had purchased a Honeycrisp apple tree on the same day. And oh, this night I had painted my nails like a white and a black, and I had gotten a compliment on my nails that day, and it was so exciting. She was very impressed with the opposites. I was like, I didn't think it was that crazy, but I was really happy to hear that she liked my nails. Right here, I do remember journaling this in my vlog video. So this one was really fun. I had to come back for this day because I didn't journal at all that day. I was too busy prepping potatoes for our freezer. And then this day, my Esterbrook SD pen came in the mail, so I was super excited to use it. And of course, I inked it up with the Forgotten Iced Coffee ink, which is a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be, but it is such a nice like combination with the dark one, which is the other fountain pen ink that she came out with earlier in the year or late last year. I can't remember, but yeah, so this was the darker versus the lighter one, and it's so pretty to see them together. Oh, I love it. And then on this day, I really didn't feel like cooking, so my husband ended up getting us a pizza that day, and I did a lot of reading. So I was able to finish the Crescent City book, the third one, I think. Yeah, that's the third book for that. And then I ended up picking up Shield's Sparrows on this day, which I didn't even know it had come out. I think it was May 6th. So when I went to Walmart here, I wasn't even expecting to come across it. So when I seen it, I was like, this book is beautiful. Let me see what this is all about. And it ended up being one of my favorites so far from this year. This book and Immortal Origins are so far my like top books for the year, but I also really liked the Crescent City series. So it's gonna be hard to pick my favorites. I like a lot of books. It was, so far, I think I've only had one DNF this year. I quickly finished Powerful this day so that I was able to pick up Shield and Sparrows and start reading that. So I didn't do a whole lot of journaling, as you can see. I tried to fill up some of this space with more washi than I normally do. But yeah, so on this day, our TV ended up breaking somehow. I noticed it like this past week, and my husband was like, that's really strange, but then it just started to get worse. So now it's like half the TV where you can't really see what is going on the one half. So it's not fun, but on this day, it was super fun. We ended up having our very first campfire at our house, and my husband and I, well, he came home, mowed the grass, and then he helped me set up the campfire area, and we decided kind of where we wanted the campfire area to be, and then the kids and him picked up a bunch of sticks and we just started a fire. So that was really fun. I think we maybe had s'mores. I can't remember, but yeah, we definitely had a lot of fun with that. This was also Mother's Day weekend, so it was really, really sweet to have had a lot of family time during that time. This was a bath night for all the kids because, of course, the night before we had the fire, and they should have gotten a bath that night because they smelled kind of smoky, but they went to bed so late that I was like, no, we'll have bath night Saturday night instead. So everybody got clean sheets and all of that good stuff. And then Mother's Day, I was able to finally set up my hummingbird feeder. It always, like, I've had it for a few years, and it always kind of made me nervous to set it up because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to keep up with it daily, or not daily, but I have to fill this thing up daily because this is like the little moat for when ants come down. So I was a little nervous that I wouldn't be able to keep up with it, or I would harm a hummingbird over doing better, like doing good for them. So then I finally decided on Mother's Day, you know what? No, I really want to see hummingbirds. I believe I can change their nectar every couple days now that I'm home every day and I don't work full time. So I finally was like, yep, we're gonna set it up. So yeah, that was really exciting. And I waited all day for a hummingbird to visit, and unfortunately, not a single one showed up on Mother's Day. But that was okay. I just knew that seeing the hummingbird feeder there was an exciting big step in my life, because that was, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting old for loving this idea of watching birds, but I can't help it. It's too cute. I take after my grandpa in that way. So this day I decided to do something really cool, kind of because of my nails. I had white on this side, or the lighter colorful washi on this side, and the dark one on this side, just to, I don't know, do a little bit of opposites here, and it was really fun. I was catching up in my journals this day. A lot of the times I've been leaving my weekends pretty empty, and I don't really get into my journals very much on the weekends. So then on Monday, I'm usually playing catch up. But yeah, I did some catch up on this day, and then on this day, I was getting really pissed because I was pushing off some videos that I needed to get done, and then I was having troubles with it. It was a whole mess, but I was like, get the effing video up today. Yeah. And then I was able to finish A Shield of Sparrows on this day. On Wednesday, the 14th, I did an all-day plant care sort of thing. If you want to check that video out, you can see that video on my plant channel, which I always have linked down below if that's interesting to you. But I was able to like put my plant like this kind of across the wall, and it's starting to look really, really pretty now that it's been up there for quite some time. And then I also did my sulfur treatment on this day as well. So of course, for some reason, every time I use the green Ferris wheel press fountain pen that I have, I always end up like spilling a bunch of the green everywhere. I don't know why. But yeah, then I started putting like little updates, like highlights of the day over here. So this was, I got to watch 2 hummingbirds stop by for a visit, and it makes me want to cry tears of joy. And then on this side, I also continued the updates because I really didn't have a whole lot of to-dos, and I thought, you know what, I might as well try to keep this space sort of filled and not look so boring. So I really kind of like how this setup happened. I used some more of the Sterling ink vellum here, and then this was like leftovers of a paper bag, which this is an update here. This was Mother's Day, so the girls wrote their Mother's Day cards on a brown paper bag. So yeah, it says, "I love you, Mom, you made me smile. I want to say I love you, your something mother." I don't know. And then my husband kind of wrote this one out for Kinsey, because this was Kalani. It says, "You're my most favorite mom in the whole wide world. I love you, Mommy." And then he, I think, helped her draw, or my daughter helped him draw. I don't know. But this one was from Kinsey. This one was from Coco. Super sweet. So I used some of that for here as well. But then for the updates on this day, I saw one hummingbird today after dinner. And like dinner time was around the same time that I was seeing these ones, I guess. I've been seeing an odd bee floating in our backyard. He is chasing off other bugs. He stays around guarding something. He gets really close and looks like he's just staring at me. He has been here for quite a few days now. It's actually, I found out it's a carpenter bee, and they're not good looking. Like, they're kind of scary looking, but he just would stare at me. I'd sit out there and he'd fly by me, he'd look at me, and then he'd like chase off another bug, and then he'd come back and he'd like stare at me. Like, I was getting freaked out. I was like, this guy better not sting me. It says, I wrote on here, my chaos gardening flowers are starting to sprout, cute little tiny leaves. And my other plants are sprouting as well. The squash is the only one that hasn't sprouted yet. Funny story about that is my squash is probably the only plants out there that are actually doing pretty decent. We had like tornado sort of thing happen, and let's just say a lot of my plants did not do so good with most of the wind prior to me pulling them in to the house. Yeah, so this was a day that we had to open up all the windows, and then there was a nice cool breeze, which was nice this day. And here we go. Last night we had to take cover. There was actually a tornado touchdown right by us, literally like a couple miles from our house. So I just remember this night being pretty crazy. I just remember my husband wasn't home. We were getting like really windy, sort of like gray skies, and I was like, this is really odd. Well, I was watching the trees, and then all three girls were in bed already. And I just stayed up because I was like, something just doesn't feel right about this. Like this isn't good. And then there was like a tornado warning for a while. And then all of a sudden I got an alarm on my phone that said tornado watch. And I was like, wait a second. So then I called my husband. I said, what does a tornado watch mean if we were just getting a tornado warning? And he's like, that means there's a tornado touchdown by you. He's like, you might want to think about taking cover. And I was like, okay. So then I'm watching the trees for a little bit, and I stepped outside just because I wanted to see what was going on a little bit closer. And then I texted the neighbors, and they said they went down in the basement. And I was like, okay. So then I was, sitting in the bedroom still watching the trees, and all of a sudden the trees started to bend like really, really, really bad. And I was like, nope. I get the girls up and we head downstairs, and it was kind of scary. There was quite a bit of damage, but no fatalities or anything like that, which was good. But it was definitely a scary moment, and I don't think I've ever had a tornado so close. We've definitely had tornado warnings in the past, but never tornado watch where it was touched down by us. Maybe when I was a little kid there was, but yeah. So then the next day we kind of went outside and cleaned up everything. I had brought most of everything inside so that nothing could, take off on me, because that was what I was most worried about, was like having half of our stuff in the neighbor's yard or ending up in the woods and nobody knows where it went, sort of thing. So yeah, but the winds kind of picked up before I could get some of the plants inside. But yeah, that's what I did there. And I started Silent Patient a couple days before, listening to it on audio, and I finally finished that as well. But I thought this was like the perfect sticker for reading When the Moon Hatched. This day I did go to work, and then I went to the store after work. So yeah, my daughter really wanted to buy some toys, but we kind of explained to her, like, if you save your money, you could buy something even better later on when you have more money. And she is trying to still understand that concept. But yeah, on this day, we had a sale on beef. So we had just gone to the store the day before, but then the sale went up. And so I told my husband, we need to go get beef now. Otherwise we won't get any by the time next weekend comes around and we actually go to the store again. So I took off and picked up literally the limit that we could get. We were able to get five packages or whatever. So I picked up 5 in order to get the entire amount. And so it was kind of cool. I spent most of my day getting that beef into smaller portions so that I could just easily grab them and go when it comes to getting ready for dinners. So it felt really good to have at least like 15 to 20 packages of beef in the freezer. And then now we don't need beef for a long time. But yeah, and because every Sunday we do a like reset, all the girls got their bath and just got ready for the week ahead. On this day, we had a bunch of people come trim the trees in the back. They made those trees look really funny, but it needed to be done. So yeah, so they came and trimmed the trees. And then I was able to finish when the moon hatched on this day. This was another nail day and I did a swatch of it. That was the color I had painted my nails. It was actually one of Mooncat's nail polishes called Millennia. And it is so pretty. It's got like purple and blue, and it's like a dark gray with hollow sparkles. Such a pretty color. I loved it. I definitely can't wait to put that one on my nails again. I currently have Mooncat's Earth to Gaia on my nails, and then on this one, on these 2 ring fingers, I have Moon Fairy on top of Earth to Gaia, which is really pretty. And then on the thumbs, I have the white one. I can't think of what Curiosity's Prey on top of Earth to Gaia. So this is the same colors as what I did on my toes. And I think it looks really pretty. So yeah. We had another storm on this day. This was another bath night. This was the order from the subscription, which I did not film, so I apologize if you guys were looking forward to that video. I just figured I didn't have a chance to film it, and I knew that it would be such a short video. To me, it didn't feel like it was worth it because there wasn't a bunch of other videos I could, you know, put together. So I ended up doing it this way where I just started to open it myself and got to use it right away. I was able to swatch them. They are so cute. I love it. I am not the biggest fan of this Milkmaid tea. It doesn't taste very good. That's why you've seen me put 2 types of tea in here, because that second one makes the flavor so much better. I don't really like the tea, but I like the little quote that says sometimes the tired wins. I've been having really hard time with my milk supply again. I took a pregnancy test, guys, and it was negative, so I can rule that part out. But I mean, I was getting really tired this past month too, so it was stressing me out. But yeah, so I figured instead of having another cup of coffee, I would probably do something more proactive to my milk supply. So that's where we're at today. But yeah, so I got my subscription on this day, and yeah, I wrote in here, the editing app is really testing my patience today. This video would have been done already, but it has been glitching and booting me off since around noon. Yeah, so that's kind of what the issues I've been dealing with. It just keeps booting me off. So I've been struggling with it for this whole past month. and I don't really know what to do about it anymore. This was my husband and I's 3-year wedding anniversary. So we've been married for 3 years. I used some stickers from Marshmallow Studio, and then I added a picture from our engagement session. So I thought that was really pretty, and it kind of tied in with like the pinky nude color I was going with. So yeah, this was still more days of those videos. So this one was still processing and uploading to YouTube. So I don't think I got this up. Literally, I had it going up on this night, still spending all day going up. So I don't know if I'm just filming in a higher quality and it's just taking longer, which is causing my phone to glitch out and things like that, because that's possible. But then I don't know how I set it to where it's doing that now. I'm so lost. This is all information that I probably should be Googling right now. But yeah, so I did some research on, oh, I need to find some bird watching planner stickers now. I wonder if I'll be able to find any. So I was watching the birds that were coming in, and I've realized that quite a few of them started to come back and continue to come back throughout the day. So I have a couple that I'm looking for each day. There's this one that is so small that I'm like, how are you so small? But then I'm wondering, you know, how big are they actually when they're first hatched? I don't know, but it's just like, you are tiny. Over here, we did hobo pies this night. I don't know what you guys call hobo pies, but we call them hobo pies. And I did do some filming towards the end of this month. So I'm gonna try to do that vlog sometime this month if I can put it all together. I don't even know if any of that video footage will be useful still, but we did have hobo pies this day and it was really yummy. We ended up having to go to Walmart just to get the hobo pie makers because everywhere I looked, they were so expensive. So expensive. But I had been craving them for the longest time. So my husband ended up deciding, yeah, sure, let's go get some hobo pie makers. And we've been using them quite often now. But yeah, so then this day we left to go to my mom's summer house, or my parents' summer house. I always say my mom because my mom's out there all year, like all the time. She's not out there all year long, but she's out there like from the time it's like opens up to the time it closes every single year. So I always say my mom's, but it's my parents. My mom ended up taking Kalani and Anna and Rosie to the water park. It was freezing that day, in my opinion. I mean, the sun was warm, but it was cold. And then I ended up taking some of the kids, except for Kinsey, because Kinsey went off with the neighbor's daughters. But Quay would be my little sister's husband, went to the park with all the other kids, whereas Kinsey was with the neighbor girls, and they were just riding around on golf carts and whatnot. So yeah, we had a fun full day that day. And then on this day, it was probably my favorite day out of this whole month. Literally, I woke up. My husband had brought me coffee in bed, which was shocking. I don't think he's ever done that for me before, and if he has, I definitely don't remember it. And then he went to go work out at the gym, and the gym was kind of blocked off by the parade for the holiday weekend because this was Memorial Day. So he came home and was like, look, I just took pre-workout and I can't go work out. He goes, I'm gonna feel the jitters for a long time unless we go for like a walk or something. So the girls and I, except for Kalani, because Kalani was with my older sister. I was like, where was Kalani? It was Monday and they had no school. My oldest was with her cousin. So yeah, it's just crazy. But this day, my husband and I just went on a really long walk. We ended up walking for 2.2 miles. And then we had a late morning breakfast after that walk, which was so sweet. Like, my day felt so complete after that was all done. I was like, man, I could just snuggle up on the couch and watch hummingbirds and read my book the rest of the day and I'd be content. And then this day, I subscribed to Book of the Month on like the beginning of the month because it was a $5 book. And then you also got a hat. But I mainly did it because I wanted Silver Elite. I wanted to buy it from Walmart, but then I would have been paying like $20 for it at Walmart when I could have bought the cool limited edition one from the Book of the Month for $5. So I did that. And then they ended up having some like back order or something where it wouldn't ship for another couple weeks. So then they sent me another credit once my second one went through. So technically, yes, your first book was $5, but then the next one you still had to purchase one more month after it. So they secured you for one more extra month. So technically I get 2 books for the price of, I think it's like 16, so somewhere around like the $20 range. And I'm like, that's really good. I mean, come on, I was gonna spend $20 for just Silver Elite to begin with. So now I got an extra book for that price. And because this one was on back order, they gave me one more credit. So now I have a couple credits worth of Book of the Month. And then I'll probably cancel my subscription after that because I really didn't want to be subscribed to anything, but I couldn't pass that up, right? I couldn't pass that up. This is the kindergarten celebration day. So Kalani got her little diploma this day, even though she still has until this Thursday to go to school. But yeah, and then we ended up putting the AC units in on this day, but it was cool enough that we could have the windows open. I like how this one turned out. These were little houses from the envelope from the subscription. So I liked how this turned out. Let's see, Wednesday. I was doing a bunch of cleaning on this day. I went through and I cleaned our bedroom. I got rid of a bunch of boxes that I had just stored in our room and they were just taking up space. Uh-oh. Kobe is waking up. But every time we would need to get into that area, we'd move the boxes. So I finally went through all of those boxes, got everything washed, did a ton of laundry this day. And then that's when I got a call about the neighbors' brother-in-law who could do the plumbing in our basement. So then they came and checked it out. And then, yeah, overall, it was good. I finished Quicksilver and then I was going to read TTC. What is TTC? Oh, Two Twisted Crowns. Okay. Guys, I was panicking. I'm like, what is TTC? Why didn't I write that down anywhere? Yeah, Two Twisted Crowns. And then I guess I never wrote that in on my monthly page. Did I? I'll have to go write that right here. Two Twisted Crowns. But okay, sorry. Then this day was a nail day. And on this day, I used a glow-in-the-dark polish. This was Mooncat's Castle of Cobwebs. This has a gray background, pretty much. And then it's got blue glitter. It is so, so pretty. Oh, I liked that one a lot. And then that was the one that I did right before this one. But anyway, yeah, nail day. So I did that. Husband mowed the lawn before he left because he was heading out to do his military stuff. So I spent my morning kind of lazy, and then I made sure my husband got a nice yummy lunch slash breakfast, brunch, before he left for his military duties. And then my evening went like hectic after that. I decided to clean everything. I wanted to get the laundry done. I wanted to get everything done, mop the floors, that whole sort of stuff, because I knew that with my husband going, I was going to need as much stuff done to make me feel sane. I don't know if you're like that, but I feel like I go crazy when the house is a mess. So that is what I did. And then May 30th, I wrote in here, it's hard to beat waking up to a super clean house. So yes, I was really impressed with myself. And this day was the day that I painted my toes, which, like I said, my toes match my fingernails. I have Earth to Gaia and Curiosity's Prey on my toes, and that would be this one. This is what my toes look like. So they've got the topper of Curiosity's Prey on there. And then I did a lot of relaxing and reading this day. Yeah, this was the day that my pen rest came in the mail. I kind of forgot that this one was coming, which is why I never filmed the other ones, because then I could have totally made a video for the very few things that I got this past month. But yeah, oops, I forgot. And then I did a little shopping trip with all 3 girls. And during that shopping trip, I think about 10 different people asked me or mentioned to me, wow, you have your hands full. And my response to them was, yeah, in the best way possible. But Kalani did have a meltdown at the store, and the only thing she kept saying was, just leave me here. I was like, I'm not about to leave you here at the store, because I'm not coming back once I leave. She's like, just come back for me later when you come back. I'm like, I'm not coming back. If I'm leaving the store, I'm not coming back. Oh, and then I ended up having a very quiet afternoon because Kalani went over to her friend's house, and then it was just Kobe and Kinsey here, and it was just so nice to relax and just enjoy it. I really loved it. I had a really late night again this day because Kalani ended up coming back around like 9 p.m. And then that's when I got the girls to bed, and then that's when I was able to start doing my me stuff. But yeah, that is everything that I did in the month of May. This is kind of what my washi graveyard is looking like again. I feel like I definitely can see myself finishing it this year because at this point it's looking pretty good. And then I did want to show you guys this. So my oldest is always giving me stickers, and I don't know what to do with them. Half the time, like, I don't know what to do with them. So I decided to add this little page in here that just gives her an opportunity to stick some stickers down that she's giving me. And I don't feel obligated to put them in my daily pages because, let me see. I know, was it the first day of them? Yeah, okay, I'll just show you. The first day of this month, she was giving me stickers. So I have these ones and this one. She asked me which ones I wanted, and I, of course, said the filming one. But then she's like, here, you can have one of the little boo-boo stickers too. I'm like, okay, but I don't know what to do with them. And then this one, I don't know what this is. Is this another Labubu sticker from the same sticker pack? Who knows? But I did say that they did kind of match my theme, so I would put them up here. But then the other one she was giving me, I'm like, they don't match my daily. Is that just me? I couldn't help it. I was like, these don't match my daily hair. Why don't you just put them in the back? So now I have a dedicated sticker section from my daughter. So whenever she gives me a sticker, they're gonna go in here. So you guys can do that too if you've got kids that want to hand you stickers all the time, then you don't feel so bad. But yeah, that is my flip through for the month of May. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!